Researchers have recently found staggering drops in male sperm count in Western countries. The big question is why?
Fertility has dropped worldwide at the same rate as sperm count has declined.
How panicked should I be about this?
Are your erections rigid enough for intercourse?
Certainly, sperm counts are falling.
The most important cause is the chemicals in our environment that can affect our body's natural hormones. What we need now is outrage, because the things that we're exposed to, we didn't ask for.
In the year 2050, most babies are made in labs. Parents no longer ask when they'll have kids. They ask if it's still possible. But this isn't science fiction. This is a slow disaster, and it's already begun. They call it the Spermpocalypse. The vanishing sperm. In 1973, the average man had 99 million sperm per milliliter. By 2018, that number dropped to 47 million, and the line is still falling. Sources: Human Reproduction Update, 2017. The World Health Organization. This isn't a dip, it's a crash. And scientists warn, at 40 million, fertility becomes harder. At 15 million, it may be impossible. We're now riding the edge. What's causing it? We looked for a single cause, but the truth is worse. It's everything. Chemical culprits, phthalates, softened plastics, found in toys, food packaging, soaps. They mimic estrogen, disrupting male hormones. PFAS, forever chemicals, found in non-stick pans and fast food wrappers. Linked to lower testosterone. Atrazine, a pesticide, turns male frogs female. In humans, still debated, still used. Lifestyle factors: obesity, fat stores, estrogen, shrinking sperm factories, testes. Heat, tight pants, laptops, and hot tubs cook sperm. Screen time, less movement, lower testosterone, weaker sperm. This isn't just bad luck, it's a slow poisoning. That starts before birth.
Of the many factors contributing to sperm count decline, there's one that's especially hard to avoid: plastics. More specifically, a group of chemicals found in many plastic products called phthalates. Phthalates are added to plastic during manufacture to make it soft and flexible.
They're just wonderfully versatile, amazing products. It's just that they also have the effect of altering our body's hormones.
Epidemiologist Shauna Swan, who co-authored the breakthrough fertility study, also researches phthalates' effect on the hormone testosterone. Shauna's met me at this 99-cent store to show me how ubiquitous these chemicals are.
From me handling, a plastic bottle, how does it get from there to my testes?
The chemicals that we were concerned about are not chemically bound to the plastic. They're in the composition, but they come out.
Sperm in the womb of the world. Fetal development is the key. When a baby boy is in the womb, tiny cells begin forming his future sperm. But if his mom is exposed to phthalates or BPA at just the wrong time, those sperm factories never fully develop. The damage is done before he's even born.
Your mother, when she was pregnant with you, what she drank, what she ate, what she was exposed to was actively affecting your body within her body.
For his sex organs to develop, the male fetus needs testosterone in utero.
When it's not there at the right time, in the right amount, then he can be what we call incompletely masculinized.
Translation: his testicles may not develop, and his penis may be smaller.
And he will have a low sperm count.
That's extraordinary.
It is extraordinary.
Dr. Shauna Swan, epidemiologist. We are producing generations of young men with lower sperm counts. This is a global crisis. This means today's babies could grow up sterile, and they'll never know it until it's too late.
You found that between 1973 and 2011, sperm concentration, meaning the number of sperm per million, per milliliter of semen, dropped more than 52% among random men in Western countries. That's crazy. That's a huge drop. And then you took another look in November of 2022, so very recently, 38 studies of men from South, Central America, Asia, Africa, and found that sperm decline, it had gone down even more?
Yes, sperm count decline has accelerated. So if you look at the studies after 2000, the rate is now 2.6% decline per year, whereas before it was just a little over 1% per year. So that's a doubling of the rate of decline. Pretty alarming.
Oh, wow.
But in addition to that, we saw that in countries for which we didn't have sufficient information in the first publication in 2017, we now had additional information, enough to say that this is a worldwide trend. So it's not limited, as the first one was, to Europe and North America and Australia and New Zealand. We now have it including Africa and Asia and South America. So we have all over the world, we see this decline, and it's pretty alarming.
Real stories, real loss. Tom was 29 when he and his wife started trying. After a year of no results, they got tested. She was fine. He wasn't. Sperm count, 5 million. Cause unknown. I ate clean. I ran marathons. I don't know what happened. They told me it might be all the plastic from my childhood. I cried for days. Tom isn't alone. A 2023 study from Israel found that 60% of military-aged men now have sperm below optimal fertility. In Denmark, sperm donation centers are drying up. A silent epidemic. Infertility is rising fast. But still, we blame women first. Even though studies show men are the cause in 1 out of every 3 cases. In some parts of the world, it's over half.
Who did you think was having the so-called problem?
I was 100% sure I didn't have a problem.
And Anthony, what did you think?
I definitely thought it was her.
But that wasn't their story. Dr. Paul Shin is a urologist at Shady Grove Fertility in the DC area.
So when we have couples that come in, about 40% of couples have a factor that's primarily on the female side, about 40% primarily on the male side, and there's another 20% where there's a contribution from both.
So about half the time?
Exactly.
A 2020 study found that when a couple tries to get help for infertility, 25% of the time, the man does not undergo any kind of fertility evaluation.
What do you think about that number?
I think that's about right, and it's unfortunate. It just goes back to that cultural bias that this is clearly a female issue or problem.
So why do fertility clinics mostly focus on women? Because it sells better, because it's easier, because men don't want to talk about it. But silence is no longer an option. What can be done? Here's what experts suggest. Avoid plastics, use glass bottles. Skip microwaving plastic containers. Use unscented soaps and shampoos. Eat real food. Skip fast food and processed junk. The fewer chemicals, the better. Protect the factory. Keep your phone out of your front pocket. Avoid laptops on your lap. And move every day, even a little. Get tested early. Don't wait until you're trying for a baby. Get your sperm tested in your 20s. Yes, seriously.
If that trend continues as is, does it start to pose existential threats to our species?
I'm not a seer. I can't predict the future, but I can tell you what doesn't look good.
The bigger picture. The question isn't just, can you have kids? It's, what kind of world are we making for them? This isn't about shame. It's about survival. Because if we ignore this now, we might be the last generation to make life the way nature intended. And the saddest part? We were warned. We just weren't listening.